good evening, everyone. We'll just start in a couple of minutes as we have all our participants joining in. Just in a couple of minutes, we'll start. Very good evening, and thank you for joining in. And today we have a very specialized and a very niche topic to discuss, which is on the business insurance solution from the life insurance side. So, as at PL Capital, from the insurance side, our motto and philosophy is securing families and creating wealth, and we are looking forward to all solutions which help in this aspect. Currently, the insurance partners that we at PL Wealth are working with on the health insurance side, Care, Manipal, Cigna, Niva Bupa. On the life insurance side, Bajaj Allianz Life, ICICI Prudential Life, HDFC Life, and Shriram Life. Whereas on the general insurances, we are working with HDFC Arco, ICICI Lombard, Bajaj Allianz General, Go Digit, and Tata AIG General. Now let's look at the business insurance solution. What is a business insurance solution? So when we talk about business insurance solution, it gives financial protection to businesses from losses that may occur during the normal course of business. It protects from legal liabilities, covers employee-related risk, organizations' interest, protects key employees, increases credibility and goodwill of business, and offers value-based planning, valuation protection, and profit protection. So this is the complete gamut that how we will look at two different kind of solutions which will help in protecting all these interests which are related to financials and which are expected to arise out of a certain situation. Mr. Puneet Mani, would you like to say something? Please do put on chat, and for others also, if you have any queries during the session, please do keep putting on chat and we will respond to that. So the types of business insurance solutions, we are looking at Keyman insurance, partnership insurance, and employer-employee insurance. So who are the key target audience for these three kinds of business insurance solutions? Today, when we look at medium, small, and micro enterprises, are a major contributor to the GDP, and they can be broadly categorized into the manufacturing or the trading firms and the service firms. So when we look at the large market which may be looking forward to the business insurance, there are 6.3 crores recorded MSMEs in India, 30% contribution of MSMEs to the GDP, 11 crore people are employed in MSME, which is 40% of the total workforce. 50% of the total exports are done by the MSMEs, and you look at MSME budget allocation has always been on the uptrend. So that's an opportunity area where MSMEs, which are supposed to be also looking forward to future with hope and potential, are looking at growing big, and that's where this becomes a very, very potential and important market. So we are talking about keyman. Who is a keyman? Keyman is a senior level executive whose services contribute substantially to the success of the businesses. So when we look at a keyman, especially in a MSME segment or other mid-sized enterprises, we find that most of the time the organizations are promoted and run primarily by 1 or 2%, while they will have hundreds of employees, but the organization has got a very severe dependency on a couple of individuals, including the promoter director. And any one of the loss of these critical resources or people would have a very significant impact on the business. That's why we look at this Keyman insurance solution. It is a proposition to mitigate business risk. It's an important form of business insurance that compensates business for financial losses that would arise from an untimely death or absence of an important member of the business firm. So death of a key employee, which is a promoter, director, or a technocrat, may lead to the following losses. First, loss of earnings, loss of specialized skills, the cost of recruiting and training a new recruit. There is a gestation period and a time cost for that. Loss of assets built over many years. Loss of an opportunity to expand in future. Loss of stable management and reduction of credit worthiness. Now, these are so critical angles that most of the time we may prepare ourselves for most of them, but we do also overlook some of them. That individuals are so important to certain organizations, and that's where the Keyman comes into play. If we look at some untimely demise of very high level popular executives, you look at Rakesh Jhunjhunwala held 6.95% stake in Singer India, uh, had a brief illness and suddenly expired. Amrish Murthy was the CEO of Pepperfly, and he himself had shares worth 51.5 crores, 54 crores in Pepperfry when he suddenly passed away. Then you have Sanjay Shah, who was the CEO of Vistec, a software firm in the US. He passed away at the age of 55. So, and there are many more examples, not these few, there are many more examples where we have seen that the organizations have lost key person at an unprecedented time. So we look at how does a keyman work. So when we look at this, how does a keyman work? In the keyman, the business organization pays the premium to the insurance company, and the insurance company covers the risk on that particular person, the key person, because the business has got an insurable interest. So the insurance is possible, and in case of any eventuality, the insurance company would compensate for the loss of keyman through the death benefit. Key person can be an owner, top executive, any individual considered crucial to the business whose death or long-term absence will have a bearing on the profitability of the business. Okay. So अगर आप देखें तो कीमैन इसलिए काफी इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है कि आज हम काफी फैमिली ओन्ड कंपनीज, फैमिली रन बिजनेसेस में चलते हैं जो कि प्राइवेट लिमिटेड हैं, पब्लिक लिमिटेड है, अलग अलग स्ट्रक्चर है कंपनीज का, लेकिन द कंपनी इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन कपल ऑफ पीपल। तो ऐसी सिचुएशन में हमारे को कीमैन की बहुत जरूरत पड़ती है। कीमैन कैसे वर्क करता है? प्रपोजर इसमें एम्प्लॉयर होता है, क्योंकि एम्प्लॉयर अपने बेनिफिट के लिए ले रहा है। लाइफ टू बी इंश्योर्ड कीमैन होता है। प्रीमियम पेयर एम्प्लॉयर होता है। पॉलिसी का प्रोसीड एम्प्लॉयर के पास जाता है और पॉलिसी का ओनर भी एम्प्लॉयर होता है। कीमैन इंक्लूड्स की वुमेन एंड देयर कैन बी मोर देन, एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में एक से ज्यादा भी कीमैन हो सकते हैं। इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी कि हर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में सिर्फ एक कीमैन हो। देयर कैन बी मोर देन वन कीमैन ऑल्सो। So benefits of Keyman: the business gets a sum assured when a claim is raised. The sum assured helps in coping with financial loss. इससे कंपनी की जो वर्किंग कैपिटल और बैलेंस शीट है वो भी स्ट्रेंथन होती है। अदरवाइज कई बार ऐसा होता है कि एक पर्सन के सडन एब्सेंस से द होल फाइनेंशियल्स गेट अफेक्टेड। बिजनेसेस, बहुत सारे ऐसे बिजनेसेस हैं जो कि कीमैन इंश्योरेंस के कारण काफी वैल्यूएबल एम्प्लॉइज और डायरेक्टर्स वगैरह को रिटेन करने में मदद मिलती है। और it also helps assure creditors and suppliers of the continuity of the business. So how does the it works in death benefit? So business or the organization proposes the policy on the life of the keyman, और जब ऑर्गेनाइजेशन प्रपोज कर रहा है तो वो जो प्रीमियम दे रहा है तो उस पे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को 30 सेक्शन 37(1) का टैक्स बेनिफिट मिलता है एज अ रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर। इन केस the employee or the key man dies during the policy tenure, then the death benefit is received by the company and is treated as under profits and gains. इसमें दो सिनेरियो होता है। एक होता है कि कंपनी मेक्स एन एक्स ग्रेशिया पेमेंट इन द सेम फाइनेंशियल ईयर टू द विडो और लीगल हायर ऑफ द कीमैन। सो काफी समय ऐसा होता है कि जब कीमैन की सपोज सडन डिमाइस होती है, उस समय कंपनी फाइनेंशियली स्ट्रांग है और उसके कारण वो लॉस नहीं कर रहा, तो कंपनी क्या करती है कि वो जो कीमैन था उसकी जो विडो या लीगल हायर है उनको एक्स ग्रेशिया के हिसाब से ये पेमेंट दे देता है, तो जो उनके हाथ में टैक्स फ्री ट्रीट होता है। और दूसरा होता है कि अगर वो कि कंपनी डेथ क्लेम सिनेरियो 2 में अपने पास डेथ क्लेम रख ले और वो मनी को अपने लॉसेस जो इनकर होंगे, रिप्लेसमेंट कॉस्ट या सब कुछ, उसको इंडक्ट करने के लिए उसमें यूज करे। सो इन दैट केस दैट विल बी ट्रीटेड एज अ प्रॉफिट एंड गेन्स ऑफ बिजनेस ऑफ प्रोफेशन। कीमैन कौन हो सकता है? द कीमैन शुड नॉट बी लेस देन 25% ऑफ द कंपनी शेयर। उसके पास 25% से कम होने चाहिए। द टोटल नंबर ऑफ शेयर हेल्ड बाय द कीमैन एंड हिज फैमिली टुगेदर शुड बी लेस देन 75%। Valid proof of critical role: cover is provided only up to the keyman attains the age of 65 years, or it can go beyond up to 75 years। 75 years तक भी हम कवरेज दे सकते हैं अगर कोई स्पेशल सिचुएशन होती है तो, और कंपनी को लगता है कि हमको 75 तक चाहिए, तो वी कैन गिव विद अ स्पेशल अप्रूवल फ्रॉम द इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज अंडर इट। कीमन कहाँ नहीं दिया जा सकता है? जहाँ प्रोप्राइटरी फर्म्स है, ट्रस्ट है या चैरिटेबल इंस्टीट्यूशन है, वहां पे नहीं दिया जा सकता। और दूसरी जगह जहाँ पे कि फर्म इज नॉट मेकिंग प्रॉफिट फॉर 3 years और वेयर टर्नओवर ऑफ द कंपनी आर ऑन डिक्लाइन। अब एक सिचुएशन आती है कि जहाँ पे कि कीमैन 25% से ज्यादा, 25% से ज्यादा की शेयर होल्डिंग है और फैमिली की शेयर होल्डिंग 75% से ज्यादा है। वाइल द रूल सेज कि ये होना चाहिए, लेकिन देर आर एक्सेप्शनल सिचुएशन जहाँ पे कि कीमैन की खुद की होल्डिंग 25% से ज्यादा है, 50 है, फैमिली की या 60 है, और फैमिली की होल्डिंग अबाउट 80-85 है, 90 है। तो ऐसे केसेस में हम लोग उसको, अगर बिजनेस केस जस्टिफाई करता है और कोई मॉरल हजार्ड नहीं रहता है, सो वी कैन प्रेजेंट द केस एंड गेट नेसेसरी अप्रूवल। सो वाइल देयर इज अ नॉर्म, these things can be still। और जब फैमिली शेयर की बात करते हैं तो फैमिली शेयर में स्पाउस एंड माइनर चिल्ड्रन ही आते हैं। इसमें आपके ब्रदर्स, फादर, मदर, ये फैमिली में नहीं आएंगे। Calculation of sum assured in Keyman. The maximum sum assured of Keyman is the lower of 10 times of the Keyman के annual compensation package, 3 times of the average gross profit of the company और 5 times of the average net profit of the company. Which means कि अगर एक कंपनी का एवरेज नेट प्रॉफिट लास्ट 3 साल का एवरेज नेट प्रॉफिट अगर 100 करोड़ का है, so the company is eligible for Keyman insurance up to 500 crores on all Keyman put together. तो अगर उस कंपनी में 5 कीमैन है तो कंपनी कैन डिसाइड कि क्या प्रोपोर्शन में देना है, लेकिन टोटल कीमैन कवर उस कंपनी को 500 करोड़ से ज्यादा का नहीं मिल सकता. We have seen examples where companies have taken Keyman insurance cover for about 150 crore or 200 crore also on one Keyman, where company was very profitable. उसका एक Keyman बहुत ही critical है. तो इस तरीके से हमने 100 करोड़ एंड अबव के भी बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स इंडस्ट्री में हैं जहां पीपल हैव अडॉप्टेड दैट. वी लुक एट एन एग्जांपल कि अगर हम एक कीमन पे लेते हैं कि जहां पे 25 करोड़ का कवर लिया है, 25 करोड़, एंड वी हैव सीन कि 10 ईयर का प्रीमियम पेइंग टर्म है कि प्रीमियम हैज टू बी पेड फॉर 10 years बट द कवरेज इज फॉर 40 years, राइट. So we can see that the annual premium comes to about 10,35,148. तो ये अगर हम 10 lakh rupees का प्रीमियम देती है कंपनी, तो कंपनी will save a tax of about 2,58,000. Here we have only assumed 25%, while there is a higher tax rate in the sense 25% plus surcharge plus cess. So even at 25%, the company saves 2,58,000 every year. So if you look at in 10 years, the company will be saving close to about 25 lakhs in tax, where the coverage will be for 25 crores for next 35-40 years. Now this is very, very crucial that somebody who takes, you pay a total premium of 10,35,000 into 10, which is about 1 crore premium, 1 crore 30 lakhs premium. You save tax of about 25 lakhs and then continue to get risk cover of 25 crores for an extended period, which is about 40 years. This is the beauty and advantage of Keyman insurance. In Keyman insurance, only term insurance plans are allowed. Pure term insurance, there is no maturity benefit or any other survival benefit allowed in Keyman insurance. Only term insurance is allowed. We come to partnership insurance, which is another very popular structure which is there. So partnership insurance and Keyman insurance are more or less same. Partnership business is jointly owned by many parties, and it is actually a formal agreement but not a corporate entity. Can be of any three types: general partnership, limited liability partnerships. So यहाँ पे profit and losses are also shared. So how does the partnership insurance work? Here, a partnership firm has an insurable interest on the lives of each partner to the extent of the amount of purchase money equivalent to the share of each partner. Only term policies can be taken. Insurance cover is given only if it is clearly mentioned in the partnership deed that it is an irrevocable partnership. Very important point. So benefits to the families of the deceased partner: hassle-free settlement of claims, smooth transition of business. The successor of the deceased is not obliged to become involved in the business. So कई बार ऐसा होता है कि family members उस business में वापस involved नहीं होना चाहते. Benefits to the partnership firm: ensures business continuity, promotes goodwill to the firm, protects against disruption, gives confidence to lenders. Similarly, like Keyman, यहाँ पे भी at the time of premium payment, all the premium paid should be considered as business expense under section 37(1). All the money received at the time of death claim is paid to the partnership firm, which will be treated as a business income under section 28(6). And policy assignment to the partner in the event of death, post-assignment death proceeds received by legal heir will be treated as income. Only in the event of partner exiting the firm along with consent all other existing partners and subject to underwriter's approval, the policy assignment is allowed. So पार्टनरशिप फर्म इज ऑल्सो अ वेरी वेरी क्रिटिकल एरिया जहाँ पे कि हम ये पार्टनरशिप इंश्योरेंस दे सकते हैं. What is the maximum coverage which is allowed in partnership insurance? Average of 2 years net profit into 5, or average of 2 years gross profit into 3. We look at a simple comparison between partnership and Cayman Insurance. To provide financial protection to the business in case of an unexpected death of a key person, to provide financial protection to a partnership business in case of an unexpected death of a partner. Both the cases, company pays the premium or partnership firm pays the premium. Beneficiary is the company or the partnership firm. Death benefits are paid to the company or the partnership firm. Premium paid will be considered as business expense. Death benefit will be treated as business income under Section 28(6). So only pure term products are allowed in this both Cayman Insurance and partnership. In case if you have any questions, please do mention it in the chat. I'll keep responding to the questions if you have something. Right. We move ahead and we move to employer-employee. Now this is an interesting part where employer-employee is based on the principle that employer has an insurable interest in his or her employee and may include group insurance or individual insurance. As a benefit scheme, an employer takes life insurance on the life of the designated employee. On survival, employee receives the maturity benefit. On death, nominee or legal heir of the employee is paid the death benefit. So in employer-employee insurance, employee is the beneficiary or employee's family is the beneficiary. Which types of company can participate in employer-employee? Proprietorship firm where a proprietor, until he is a full-time employee, the proprietor, if he is not a full-time employee, he cannot be considered under employer-employee scheme. Employees of cooperative society, employees of limited liability partnership, private limited company, public limited company, employees of trust, employees of partnership firm, all these employees can be considered under employer-employee scheme. What are the key needs of business owners today? So when we look at the top key needs of business owners, we find that it is wealth creation and protection, primary need, tax savings on corporate earnings, continuation of business through capital inflow and employee retention, wealth transfer from business to personal account over a period of time. So perhaps these emerge as the primary needs of business owners, that continuity of business through capital inflow and employee retention is very, very critical. How employer-employee solution fulfills these needs? So wealth creation through investment returns with life insurance covers, financial protection against untimely demise of key employees and partners, tax savings on corporate earnings through deferment or savings under Section 37(1). The tax saving can also be deployed as business as working capital, substantial incentive for employees to stay longer with firm till assignment of policy. Tax efficient route to transfer money from professional to personal account in case of family-run businesses, family-owned businesses, where the promoter himself is also an employee of the organization. So employee wealth transfer solution acts from a professional pocket to the personal pocket over a period of time, acts as a Deepak ji, you have requested that can you share the PPT to our mail ID? Yes, we can share, right? And we will share after the presentation is over. Benefits of employer-employee scheme. To employer, it can be used to retain performing and deserving employees, a customizable tool to reward performers and boost their efficiency and productivity. The welfare nature of the scheme will enhance the image of employer in the hands of employees, optimization of taxes. To employees, premiums are paid by the employer. The employee will feel valued. Employer helps the chosen employee in wealth accumulation and reward of an employee, financial security for loved ones. अब हम देखते हैं कि आज अगर व्हाट इज द टैक्स एफिशिएंट रूट मनी ट्रांसफर के लिए, क्या टैक्स एफिशिएंट रूट है, तो अगर आप देखें तो सैलरी जो है वो इमीडिएटली टैक्सेबल इन द हैंड्स ऑफ द एम्प्लॉय. दैट एम्प्लॉय कैन बी प्रमोटर, फाउंडर, डायरेक्टर ऑफ द कंपनी. Bonus and dividend taxable in the hands of the employee immediately. Director remuneration is again comes with a capping and taxable immediately. Employer employee is the only route where you have a corporate tax saving of 25% plus surcharge, etc., and employee liability to pay tax on assignment maturity at later years. Now, deferment of tax for 15-20 years is also a very big advantage when we talk about transfer of wealth. When we look at an insurable interest, employer is the proposer, payer is the employer, owner is the employer, life assured is the employee. Owner is the employer only for a specific period, and which we will define here as a lock-in period. But employee is the beneficiary of the policy. Now, how does it works? The employer buys an insurance policy under employer-employee. तो हमारी कंपनी employer ने खरीदी. The life to be insured is the employee. Employee के नाम पे खरीदी. Premium is paid by the employer. Company ने premium दिया. Now, situation one कि if employee passes away during the lock-in period, so death benefit insurance company से employer के पास आ जाती है after deducting TDS, which is normally 5%, और वो employer के हाथ में taxable होती है. लेकिन यहाँ पे employer will have to make an ex gratia payment to the legal heir of the employee or the nominee of the employee, and that ex gratia payment to the family will be tax free. So the claim amount received by the deceased employee's legal heirs will be exempt from tax under Circular 573. On survival, suppose the policy has matured and the policy has been assigned back to the employee, then on survival, the employee receives the benefit on completion of the full term, and the maturity proceeds are taxable in that manner. So what is the tax treatment? And this is again a very interesting part. At the time of premium payment, it should be allowed as deduction again under section 37(1). अगर पॉलिसी सरेंडर की जाती है ड्यूरिंग द लॉकिंग पीरियड किसी भी कारण से, तो उससे जो भी पैसा कंपनी में आता है वो बिजनेस इनकम ट्रीट होगा, और अगर यूलिप पॉलिसी के थ्रू है तो वो प्रॉफिट जो होगा वो कैपिटल गेन्स ट्रीट होगा कंपनी के लिए. जब पॉलिसी की ओनरशिप चेंज होती है लॉकिंग पीरियड के बाद एम्प्लॉय को जाती है, तो एम्प्लॉयर की लायबिलिटी है कि उस समय की जो भी नोशनल सरेंडर वैल्यू है उस पर एक टीडीएस डिडक्ट करे. एम्प्लॉय के लिए टैक्स ट्रीटमेंट कैसे होगा? इन एम्प्लॉयर एम्प्लॉय स्कीम, प्रीमियम पेड बाय द एम्प्लॉय विल नॉट बी ट्रीटेड एज पर्क्स फॉर द एम्प्लॉय, एंड हेंस नो परक्विजिट टैक्स विल बी एप्लीकेबल फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर ईयर. So this is very important. Ownership of the policy changes post lock-in. Notional surrender value at the time of ownership change will be treated as income in lieu of salary for the employee and will be taxable. इसमें भी क्या होता है कि जब सरेंडर वैल्यू पे एक नोशनल टैक्स आता भी है, so employee has an option to defer that tax and pay it at the time of maturity. All policy survival maturity benefit पे all policy proceeds will be taxable in the hands of employees, और अगर यूलिप है तो इट विल बी टैक्सेबल एज कैपिटल गेन्स. Eligibility criteria for employer-employee can be given to the directors of public private limited companies, open to employees only with valid income proof, working in companies. If the employee is the proprietor who is applying for employer-employee, financial credentials of both the company and the proprietor will be required. But important is कि the proprietor should have shown himself as an employee to be eligible under employer-employee, कि उसका salary deduction हो रहा है, Form 16 आ रहा है year end पे, so that way that treatment should be that it should come as an income from salary. The company should be profitable and should be able to justify the total premium payment across all employees. The maximum sum assured under employee insurance is based on financial viability, similar to individual viability. For an employee with a stake in the firm, percentage of shareholding profit will be added to his or her individual viability. So अगर एम्प्लॉय की कंपनी में वो एम्प्लॉय भी है और उसकी शेयर होल्डिंग भी है, तो उसकी शेयर होल्डिंग का जो प्रॉफिट परसेंटेज आएगा वो उसके इंडिविजुअल फाइनेंशियल्स में ऐड हो जाएगा एलिजिबिलिटी बढ़ाने के लिए. We take example that Mrs. Parekh is the managing director and CEO of Spike Laboratories, and she has been with the lab for last 20 years now. Her organization takes up a employer-employee by paying a premium of 50 lakhs. They decide to pay a premium for 10 years, but the policy is for 20 years and there is a lock-in period of 19 years. Now you look at, this is very interesting, that the employer pays a premium of 50 lakhs every year. So in 10 years, the premium paid is 5 crores. Tax at 29.12 is taken as 25 plus surcharge and others. So it may be a little here and there. So the annual tax saving is 14 lakh 56,000 out of 50 lakhs. So in 10 years, the total tax saved is 1 crore 45 lakhs. So 5 crores premium जो हमने पे किया, उसमें जो टैक्स सेव किया वो रफली अराउंड 1 crore 45 lakhs का टैक्स सेव किया. सो नेट आउटगो जो प्रीमियम का है वो 3 crore 54 lakhs का है, और इसमें डे 1 से जो लाइफ कवर है वो 5 crores का है ऑन मिसेस पारेख. तो लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस नेक्स्ट. तो ये तो हो गया कि जब हमने प्रीमियम दिया तो चीज कैसे खड़ी होती है कि वी हैव गिवन प्रीमियम ऑफ 50 lakhs, हमारा रिस्क कवर पहले दिन से 5 crore का है. एवरी ईयर जब मैं प्रीमियम दे रहा हूं तो मुझे 14,56,000 का रफली टैक्स बेनिफिट मिलेगा, जो कि इन 10 इयर्स इट इज अबाउट 1 crore 45 lakh प्लस. और आपकी कंपनी का जो नेट आउटफ्लो है इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रीमियम, इट बिकम्स 3 crore 54 lakh 45. Now then you look at employers investment 3 crore 54 lakhs. 19th ईयर पे सपोज इसको असाइन करते हैं, उस समय की नोशनल सरेंडर वैल्यू सपोज 9.69 करोड़ आती है. सो एम्प्लॉय कैन पे एनी टैक्स एट दिस स्टेज और डेफर इट टिल मैच्योरिटी. 20 साल पे मैच्योरिटी होगी, सो एम्प्लॉय कैन पे टैक्स एट द एंड ऑफ 20th ईयर. ऑन मैच्योरिटी 12.84 crore in this case is a guaranteed maturity value, and the employee is liable to pay tax on this. Now if you look at this way, that 3 crore 54 lakhs is the debt payment which is made by the employer, and the employee has not, in personal capacity, not made payment. After deduction of taxes also on 12.84 crore, you can see that the employee would be left with roughly around 9 crores as his personal post-tax asset with him in a period of 15 to 20 years. So this is in a situation where you have taken a plan which has lump sum maturity. Now we can also look at various categories of plan. It can be ULIP, it can be other plans where there is an option for second income, that after 10-12 years you can the employee can start getting income. Now we look at a similar example with a little different, where the PPT is 15 years, premium is still to be paid for 10 years, and you look at that, how does it work? So here we have taken that the company will avail loan every year from the policy, and that loan will be used as a working capital, and that working capital will generate a return of 14%, a business return of 14% over the period of time. So slightly it looks complicated, but two three things. One, जो हमने पहला एग्जांपल लिया था सेम है, लेकिन इस एग्जांपल में कंपनी हर साल लोन लेगी पॉलिसी से, वो लोन का इंटरेस्ट 10% होगा, लोन के इंटरेस्ट पे कंपनी को फिर से टैक्स बचेगा, all the tax saving from the premium and other things, it is being used as working capital, and working capital is generating a return of about 14% on that. तो अगर आप देखते हैं तो टोटल 50 लाख 50 lakhs पर ईयर करके 5 करोड़ का प्रीमियम पे हो रहा है. फर्स्ट ईयर के एंड पे द अमाउंट ऑफ लोन अवेलेबल इज 15 lakhs. 8 of year 2 it is 21 lakhs, and this is all incremental loan, right? उसके बाद 26 lakhs. Going by this, the total loan eligibility is about 6 crore 68 lakhs, and only the interest needs to be serviced every year, otherwise the loan needs to be repaid back just before assignment. So अगर आप इस एग्जांपल में देखेंगे तो यहाँ पे 6 crore 68 lakhs का लोन लिया गया, इंटरेस्ट दिया गया, वर्किंग कैपिटल डिप्लॉय करके उसका रिटर्न जनरेट किया गया, और फिर जब क्लाइंट एम्प्लॉय के पास पॉलिसी आती है 15 के एंड पे उस पे मैच्योरिटी आती है. तो विल टेक अ समरी ऑफ दिस. अ पॉलिसी जो कि आपको एज ए बिजनेस पर्पस से 50 लाख का प्रीमियम दिया, 14.5 लाख का टैक्स सेव किया, 15 लाख का आपको लोन मिल गया उस पे, राइट? So this is the effect within 1 year that this comes. आप अगले साल पे जाइए, राइट? आपको 1 करोड़ का प्रीमियम दिया हुआ है, आपने टोटल 29 लाख का टैक्स सेव किया हुआ है, और टोटल 36 लाख का आपको लोन भी मिल गया है. तो आपने 1 करोड़ दिया, ऑलरेडी 29 लाख का टैक्स सेव, 36 आपको लोन मिल गया, तो 65 लाख आपका ऑलरेडी आपके पास में है. We look at a summary for this. Total premium paid from the company books 50 lakhs, 5 crores, 10 years pay, 50 lakhs into 10. Total corporate tax deferred under section 37(1), 1 crore 45 lakhs. Effective premium paid by the company about 3 crore 54 lakhs. Working capital loan received for rotation in business and deployment 6 crore 68 lakhs. So अगर आप नेट कैश आउटफ्लो देखेंगे तो वो पॉजिटिव होगा कि आपको 3 करोड़ रुपया पॉजिटिव कंपनी में आया थ्रू लोन. Interest paid on loan at 10% annual interest is about 4 crore 35 lakhs. इस इंटरेस्ट पे फर्दर द टैक्स इज सेव्ड अंडर सेक्शन 37(1), so 1 crore 23 lakh is further tax saved. If you look at the total profit generated by deploying loan and tax saved into business, 8 crore 34 lakh is the profit generated by deploying the loan and tax saved. So these things may look hypothetical today, but actually it works for a lot of businesses. Working capital, any working capital, additional working capital is a help and helps to generate higher business returns. So while this may look कि ये जस्टिफाई करने के लिए किया रहा है, इसलिए मैंने पहला एग्जांपल लिया था जिसमें कि कोई लोन और कुछ नहीं था, प्लेन वनीला था, उसमें भी आप देखिए कि क्या बेनिफिट है. एंड नाउ यू लुक एट दिस पर्टिकुलर एस्पेक्ट. आपने लोन रीपे किया, सॉरी इट इज अ टाइपो, इट्स नॉट 10th ईयर, इट इज एट 19th ईयर. 6 crore 68 lakhs आपका इफेक्टिव, सॉरी 14th ईयर है. इफेक्टिव आउटफ्लो फ्रॉम कंपनी बुक इज पॉजिटिव 1 crore 65 lakhs. सो अगर आपका ये प्रॉफिट जनरेटेड बाय डिप्लॉइंग लोन एंड टैक्स सेव्ड इनटू बिजनेस अगर देखते हैं तो आपको कंपनी में ओवरऑल पे एक पॉजिटिव आएगा. Maturity received by the director or the employee 9 crore 1 lakh. Total tax paid by director employee 3 crore 51 lakhs. And this is considering that the tax is paid on the full amount and not on the gains. Effective outflow net gain in director account is 5.5 crore roughly. Now you look at the total net gain through this whole process without any money effectively going out is 7 crore 15 lakhs. We have nullified all payments made, right? So with that consideration, this is how, if it is properly utilized and worked upon with an instrument where uh, all the facilities available as an insurance policy, the loan and other things, it can really bring into a lot of positive cash flow situation in the uh, system. Okay. Any questions, please do mention on the chat. We'll take it up and I'll respond. We come to towards the end and last 5-7 minutes before we talk about a wealth accumulation combo, and we have got a very unique proposition which has recently been launched. We are looking at a 3-in-1 benefit of capital guarantee, market link return, and life insurance cover. So capital guarantee is premium paid during term is guaranteed, yearly income participates in the market link return, and 10 times of annual premium, and also yearly income is your life insurance cover. So we take an example कि आपने 5 लाख रुपए का प्रीमियम दिया हर साल for 10 years. There is an yearly income of 1,64,000, right? Which starts coming, and all this is guaranteed. And I reinvest this yearly income into an ULIP of 1,64,000. And the ULIP corpus can grow, as we have taken two scenarios of growing at 15% and 12%, because we will show you that the ULIP returns for longer terms is much, much higher. It is 14-15% return which comes. Now, in this case, if you look at a 12% return also, by paying 15 lakhs, the ULIP corpus becomes at the end of 30 years 3 crore 62 lakhs, and the total wealth accumulated is 4 crore 12 lakhs at 50 lakh premium. And similarly, for at 15%, this becomes 6 crore 51 lakhs. The most important part is, if it is effectively managed, the whole money is tax free. The whole money is tax free, because ULIP may 2,50,000 yearly tak, whatever maturity comes is tax free, and in traditional 5 lakh per person per year is also tax free. So this combination can really create a tax free wealth if properly organized and managed. So this is the ULIP fund performance that we are looking at. You see 14%, 15%, 15.5% return. And we are talking about since inception, which is about 15 years, 12 years, 13 years. Because last 5 years के CAGR सबके अच्छे हो सकते हैं, लेकिन 10 years और 15 years में अगर आपको 14-15% का रिटर्न आ रहा है, तो the chances is that these returns will always be maintained. And you look at the AUM also, the AUMs are also 53,000 crores, 19,000 crores, 38,000 crores, right? Roughly 8 to 10,000 crores. So that's the kind of AUM that we are looking at while talking about these plans. Now, this is a new offering from ICICI Prudential that we have, where you don't, what we talked about the wealth accumulation combo, that you take a 5 lakh plan and then ULIP. You don't have to manage two multiple policies. There is a plan which Gift Select and ICICI Pru Platinum, which is the ULIP plan. You can take both this under a single umbrella with a single processing, while two policies may be separate. But इसमें सबसे बड़ा important है limited payment liability and automatically SIP gets created. तो हर साल आपकी जो income आएगी वो automatically platinum ULIP में चली जाएगी, और आपको ULIP में platinum में आपके अपने फंड के चॉइस है, स्विचिंग है, सब कुछ है जो आप कर सकते हैं. So this is the first unique which has just been launched about 2-3 days back by ICICI Prudential. While आप कॉम्बो और भी प्रोडक्ट्स में ले सकते हैं, HDFC के प्रोडक्ट में, बजाज के प्रोडक्ट के साथ भी कॉम्बो कर सकते हैं, but this is the latest where it is automatic that SIP gets created and it is done. So how does it work? We take a Gift Select for a term of about 30 years. So pay 5 lakh per annum for 10 years. At the end of 30 years, you will get 50 lakhs, and every year 1,64,634, which comes till 65, which is for 30 years, it is started to invest in yearly SIP with platinum. Now you look at, this is the fund for ULIP. At 12%, it is 3.62 plus 50 lakhs, which is 4.12 crore, can be created in a period of 30 years through ULIP. Now, why I said capital guarantee? आपने 50 लाख रुपया 5 लाख into 10 50 लाख दिया है. 50 लाख तो एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे गारंटी है ही है. आपका रिस्क कवर इस पे रफली 66 लाख के आसपास का रिस्क कवर भी है. So all put together, this is a very useful combo, and it is ये जो गिफ्ट सिलेक्ट प्लस प्लैटिनम है, इसका मिनिमम प्रीमियम 3 लाख है पर ईयर, तभी ये कॉम्बो वर्क करेगा. 3 लाख के नीचे नहीं करेगा. बट फॉर अदर प्रोडक्ट्स यू कैन स्टार्ट विथ 1 लाख ऑल्सो, 1.5 लाख, 2 लाख, any amount that you want to go. These are the value adds that we have for the products for today. You have any questions, please do write. These are the other products that we have, from car insurance to bike insurance to commercial vehicle, international travel, home, SME, cyber. So the way we look at it is that business insurance solution, just to summarize: keyman insurance, partnership insurance, and employer-employee insurance. Keyman insurance is where we only have term insurance to be given to the top executives of the company who is critical to business. Similarly, if you look at partnership insurance, is primarily for the partners of the partnership firm, and employer-employee insurance is for the employees who are critical to the organization, and mostly in the family-owned businesses and privately held companies. This employer-employee insurance helps in a great way when we look at the needs of the business owners, that over a period of time, on a tax-forward basis, you can create a wealth as well as have a tax benefit at the organizational level. And as we looked at the loan opportunity also, then there can be a decent cash flow which can also emerge from it. So I leave the house for next 5 minutes. If you have any questions, please do request everybody to ask questions. अब जो कोई भी सवाल है, PPT I'll share at the end of it. By today evening itself I'll share it. That's not an issue. और कोई क्वेश्चन है या किसी को कुछ बोलना है तो प्लीज you can just raise hand and I will unmute you. Anyone, please, questions, anything you want me to check or go back to anything? My only request is that please do look into this employer-employee thing. It is a very useful, and before 15th of March, before the last advance tax for the quarter is being paid, we can approach organizations known to us, private limited companies and others, जहाँ पे कि we know कि they are profitable, and we can help them with such a solution where there is a tax saving. So that's the way I look at it, and I request that all of you would also evaluate this in the right earnest. एम्प्लॉयर-एम्प्लॉय में आप कोई भी प्रोडक्ट दे सकते हैं, एक्सेप्ट कि आप इमीडिएट इनकम नहीं मिलेगी वैसे प्रोडक्ट में, बट अदरवाइज आप एम्प्लॉयर-एम्प्लॉय में कोई भी प्रोडक्ट दे सकते हैं. टर्म इंश्योरेंस दे सकते हैं, यूलिप दे सकते हैं, इंडोमेंट दे सकते हैं, मनी बैक दे सकते हैं. एनी टाइप ऑफ प्रोडक्ट दैट यू फील लाइक you can give in employer-employee. Thank you so much for your presence, and I will be online for next couple of minutes. If you have any questions, please do ask me or raise it. Right, I am available.